Hello. Yeah, it's Monday morning. I say do a show at 11. Make that within, 10, 15 minutes of 11. But I I had what I was saying about, Moses and that's the blaze but Charlton Heston was Moses. And if you want to wait, uh, it's worth the cold. He's talking. Worth the cold. You got to wait until he's dead. The winner, the person who finds the treasure, can't. You got to wait. You got to take it from his cold, dead hands. That's worth the cold, or worth the wait for the cold. So, yeah, that's how. That's Moses ties in there. He's got him. He's got Moses in the book, and well, here is Moses. Okay, where is here? Where the blaze is. So, and the blaze was, of course, God inscribing the tablets. Boom. That's where Moses received the Ten Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. His words were fit for lessons at any Sunday school or Fenn treasure hunt lecture, So, in other words, Leo Salazar is the successful, omnipotent guru that he spoke about in September of 16, when I had sent him pictures of the Fenn zone with the big rainbow in it, and he said, I really like that picture, So, yeah, and it's interesting to watch his sharp knife skillfully whittle the wood, which did little to resist the artist's efforts. As the face of Moses began to appear, Leo's smile brightened. I just sat there and grinned. Several hours later, there stood the prophet in his majestic, flowering robe. And I don't see flowers in his. There's nothing color. It's gray and stuff. But the only thing that could be flowery is the knots, and the knots in the wood. But the thing was, the wood was brave, and it let Leo carve it. By the wood, which did little to resist the artist's efforts. So here he is carving up that piece of wood with a knife, and the wood isn't screaming and crying, and the wood was brave. So the brave wood was Moses, and there are. I watched stuff on and what they're finding out is that it was a borrowed story, kind of, and they're not sure Mount Sinai was the original Mount Sinai. So this could be here, and there were people in North America 150,000 years ago that tools, and that's back when they say people hadn't even had tools. So, actually, that probably puts the oldest tools in North America, not Europe or Asia. So, it's an archaeological site, not the Native American sites that everybody's, the Navajos, the Hopi, the Comanche, and all these Indian tribes, and people that don't know history don't know that these Indian tribes only go back 2,000 years at the most, you know, and this site is 12 to 14,000 years old, at least. It could be even older. We don't know. It'd be a long time before they get a date on that thing. They don't even have a date on the pyramids yet. But it's a very old site. You know, just being the mammoths are there, they've been extinct for 10,900 BC when they went extinct. So that's almost 12,900 years ago. So, you know, it's old. Hey, Jason, not much, just hanging out, trying to do the promised Monday show. And yeah, and I found another one of him. Found another guy with looks like he's holding a fishing pole and stuff, and except it's reversed, you know. But it was a picture I took, and when I look at the picture, oh, now I got to climb back up there and look, you know. But I've looked so many times in this area, and there's so many symbols and stuff that anybody coming behind me has got 2 years of catching up, and then not just catching up, they got to be able to see the symbols and the artwork in the wood, in the forest. The wood, the word wood in the poem represents the word art, and you know, it's a biblical, you know, going back, it's Moses. I don't know how else, what else, you know. I don't give people hints, but I don't spell it out exactly. Yeah, I gotta leave. I can't tell you everything. I gotta leave some for you to figure out on your own. You know, I'll give you the pointer to get thinking in that direction. But see if there's something else in here. I remember that. Oh, can add on a couple, little more to this short explosion on 3rd Street. Brother Skippy, who's a firecracker business. Yeah, and somebody threw some, set the whole thing on fire. That would have been a sight. But yeah. I don't, yeah, it's a Moses, and it could be that it's already over. I mean, if you ever watch, you know, like when somebody is knighted, the king or the queen or the pope or whoever, you know, takes his sword and taps them on the shoulder. And so what you know, that tap on the shoulder, you know, was that the title? Oh, hi, Forrest. Yeah. So I don't know how many people he's tapped on the shoulder. But hey, Dagmar. Years ago, when the main street bridge was here in town, they found skeletal remains of a mammoth. Ironic. Yeah. Yeah, these people. He talks about Lewis and Clark. Lewis and Clark were trying to find the Northwest Passage. So were my ancestors, and you know, the movie Northwest Passage is about my ancestors. It doesn't. It's only the first half of the book. Northwest Passage is the movie. The second half of the book was about the Northwest Passage. The first half of the book was getting retaliation on some Native Canadians. Don't call them Native Americans because they're Canadians, right? Okay. So Native Canadians who had been coming down and kidnapping English people, and they, when Rogers, my ancestors, raided their village, they found 600 scalps of English people on their totem poles, on their poles outside their lodge poles outside their shacks. No, I'm not gonna search today. It's windy. It's I might go up there tomorrow. I don't know. I go. It's. I'd like to have somebody go with me when I go searching, you know, and I go searching alone, and it's not you know, it's not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park. You know, even if you're an old guy like me and get out of breath and can only go 25 feet at a time up a thing like this, you know, you can still get there and do it. So he said it's not where a 79-year-old, 80-year-old guy can't go. But he did say that he can't go back and get it now. So it's where an 87-year-old man can't go. But I did catch him one of the interviews after that preacher died or whatever. And he said, well, I could go back and get it myself. And he wouldn't need any. But then he changed that he couldn't go back and get it himself. There's an excuse there that they can't prove him right or wrong, and probably until after he's dead and gone. And so, you know, he can say what he wants to for his, because after you're dead they can't throw you in jail for nothing. They can't sue you after you're dead, especially after your estate's broken up and distributed. They can get you while it's being distributed, but not after. I remember her name. There was a chick online looking for a partner. I don't remember her name, but she named a couple of. But they're looking for a partner to go and hunt for them, and not with them. A few pictures I've seen. Fenn looks like he wears white sneakers. Yeah, he wears white tennis shoes quite a bit. You know, when I go to the orthopedic doctor, he tells me to get some tennis shoes. Don't wear the boots. But when some of these, you want to wear boots to support your ankles and things. You're less likely to get injured if your client walking around on uneven ground and stuff. She's out in the field. Yeah. But probably not interested at all in my area in Colorado. So, you know, I'm out there. I ain't seen nobody else. I'm not. I've caught on to. There were just over a year ago, I hooked up with a female searcher and stuff, and went to be on a visitor, and you know, just wanted to know my information and stuff, and then it was like, get the, you know, and then treated me with complete disrespect. Goes around talking bad about me on other blogs and stuff, and things that are untrue. And then I've caught some of my supposed to be friends cahooting with her and stuff, and I've removed people from my group that are, you know, just there to feed her information from me. You know, a bunch of you know, women can be some snaky things, you know. snaky. What can I do to get a piece of his income? I put a claim on the phrase Fenn fever. Yeah. I use the fanatic with the omegas. I mean, it's technically technically with the omegas, it's not FENN, it's FE omega omega, but I still pronounce it fanatic. But yep, the old fanatic coffee mug with the rainbow trout. The only one rainbow trout on there, and the rest are browns. Yep. This is the Fanatic Brown Trout Coffee Mug on Zazzle. You should be able to find it if you want. They're like, they have coupon codes and you can get it for like 15, but I think it's like 20 without the coupon code. But it's a big, big cup, you know. And let's see, experience with Joe. There's, yeah, a lot of stories. There's not a lot in there, but the ones that you know, the story on the Moses and the story of, yeah, his tuck, the diving board. My dad was a well, I guess he was considered a professional swimmer because he wasn't allowed to go to the Olympics. He was faster than the guys in the Olympics in 1952. I think it was. Yeah, 52 was the Olympics. And he beat a bunch of guys at SMU, and I got his times and stuff, and they're faster than the Olympic winners. Yes, he's in the art business. And he went alone in the art business. I gone alone in the art business. I'm just getting in the art business, kind of. I got my pictures from the site I found, and what is that? Oh yeah. But I was looking for my. There it is. See, you got the, let's turn around. There we go. My image kind page. And so my page is, oh, am I? There we go. Place. Current gallery. Okay. So I thought I had another link. Was there was a it's Mammoth Temples of Colorado is, and that's a one word thing. So if you search for Mammoth Temples of Colorado, I don't know why you know. Oh, they show one of my pictures in that frame there, but it's like, why show that? You know, it's my stuff. But I see I've got the art. There's the mammoth, the elephant in the creek, and this guy. You know, he's pretty obvious. Is the princess, and you see he's looking up at her. His eyes are like right together. And she's there with her headdress, and each point of her headdress are feathers or other people. There's a you see, it looks like a boy in the middle here, strung in between the trees. Let me see. Can I? Yeah. So, I've been battling with a. This is the Indian. You know, look at that. That's the Indian Doesn't that look, you see his headdress and his feathers coming back. You seen my coin, huh? Yeah. I'm keeping that low until Forrest picks a winner. I took the video that I accidentally flashed it offline immediately. But these are the mammoths. Look at that big old mammoth head. And there's another one next to him. Figure standing there. And Moses is down in there. Oh, no, Moses is right in there. In that black, right in the middle area, in there. That's Moses right on top of there. But, yeah, here he is. There's Moses standing there. Standing on a mammoth with other people. With other people climbing on the mammoth, too. See, there's these other people here climbing on the mammoth. And it's nice that they put that little box and everything right over the important part there. Let's see if we can move him up. But that's Moses. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. That's the blaze. That's Charlton Heston. You'll get it from his cold, dead hands. And, like this native guy, this was done. They melted the rock to do that. Or the victorification was done and they added the face to it after that. But you can see where it's treated with different levels of heat to burn his eyes in, and his hair's a lot hotter and melted the rock. So, but this is when see, there was a meteorite that came and hit the earth, or a meteorite or comet fragments or something that caused the end of the ice age. And when these fragments hit, I mean, there's places all over the world that have damage. I mean, even in Egypt and all around the world, there was cataclysm, and rocks are burnt. They're showing Inca stuff that been before the Incas. There was an event, they say 12,000 years ago, that it was so hot it melted the rock. Is another good reason to have a bunker there. Because you just a little bit underground, and that big meteor thing comes in, and it'll cook your whole city, just vaporize it. And if you're got 6 feet of dirt on top of you or so, you're not going to get hurt. You'll come up afterwards. Might be a lot of burnt stuff afterwards, but you can come up afterwards and continue on. And actually, probably a big disaster like that, there would be so many dead people that survival. All you have to do is go. The whole city's dead, so everybody's got a refrigerator. Go and clean them out. Whatever, but if you're the one that's underground when it happens, then you can live. Oh, I see a little mound over there. I'm looking out my window. What do you think of No Place for the Meek video? Jason, did I see your No Place for the Meek? I know I watched it. But I already know what No Place for the Meek is. So, Forrest Fenn. All time, this last week, apply. Tower climb. No Place for the Meek. Oh yeah. I've climbed up 200-foot towers. I ain't climbed up them, 1,000-footers. and I used to design microwave systems for Sprint, like long distance from like the Chicago to Denver route. I designed Des Moines to Denver, and they had bought over half of the real estate that I picked out for the towers and stuff, and that was 1984, I think, or 85, and they decided to go fiber optic, and they canceled all the microwave projects, and you know. But there's a tower near Pueblo, I swear, in the northeast of Pueblo, and I was with my son. We went somewhere, you know, so I was passenger and was able to look around, and I was like, I saw this tower going up into the sky, and it went into the clouds, and it came out of the top of the cloud. It was like, holy smoke, that thing's got to be 2,000 feet tall. Yeah, in Iowa. Iowa, yeah, that's where I designed from Des Moines to Denver. And there was a place in Iowa. I had one site because I had picked the site based on topo maps, and I'd find the highest elevations, and already had plotted out all the other microwave towers and their paths and stuff. And so like a microwave path is going from a tower up here to a tower here. And so, but my system's on the same frequency. So I got to have my system go across like that, because if I go like that, I'm going to interfere with the other system. So I would crisscross. I'd have the other systems, and I'd draw mine crisscrossing, and I'd find the high spots near where I needed towers every 20 to 25 miles, 6 gigahertz. And I picked the sites. And the topo maps all have a name on them. And so I had one site was at a town called Atwood, Iowa. and then 25 miles further toward Denver, I picked a site on the map, but the map there was nothing on the map. It was just flat land, nothing on it. There, you know, the topo maps, the green patches are where the trees are. There wasn't any trees on it. And since the last site was Atwood, I called that site on that map with nothing there, I called it No Wood. From No Wood to Atwood. Yeah, it was pretty. But then we said, you know, had this engineer, and this other engineer. I wasn't an engineer. I was just a high school Boy Scout, knew how to read topo maps, and I was an electronics technician. So I knew how to tune microwave things and radios, and I knew the radio thing, you know. So that's what got me into designing a microwave system. But they had this engineer that I had to train him, the guy who already went to college. I was training the guys that already went to college to be engineers, and I was teaching them how to design a microwave system. And this guy, he couldn't, when I showed him the topo, how can you tell which way's downhill? See this ring up here? It says it's this high, this elevation, that number on that line, that's the elevation. You go down 5 lines, it's every 40 feet on some maps. Some maps it's every 20 feet, some 10, some 5, depending on, you know, how wild the terrain is. You're like Iowa, you might have every 5 feet, but Colorado, you're going to get every 20 feet or 60 feet, you know, because the elevation just skyrockets. But the guy, he didn't know how to tell what way was uphill or downhill. And I said, the creeks are at the bottom. Everything runs down into the creeks and the rivers, and they all, you know, they head downhill. You know, try to give them a clue, you know. But if you can't put together the uphill, downhill thing and all that, then what are you doing in the business? Same with the treasure hunt. You know, if you're unable to see the shapes in nature, in the art in nature, then you're not going to be very good at the treasure hunt. And anytime you look up the, who were they? The guys during the Civil War, they say these Templar like uh, the Knights of Columbus or whatever, and or the Knights of what they hid stashes of cash all over the country and stuff in case they lost the Civil War. They can restart their war. I get people that want to start wars and restart wars and kill people, and it's like control freaks. Leave us alone. You know, this thing in Syria, we get the hell out of there. If those people want to kill each other, let them. Not our problem. You know, if there are people around your neighborhood out killing people, get the hell out. Get out of there. Go somewhere safe. You know, RF exposure given. Yeah. Yeah, and I was an electrician too, so I got quite a few electrical shocks, you know, and so maybe when things are damaged, they get repaired, and it's like I was just watching, I saw the previews for the new movie Lost in Space, you know, and they're showing there's all this damage happening to their ship. You know, they're out there in another star system, and their ship is damaged, and they crash on them. Yet they're able to keep going and go other. They somehow found parts on that planet out there, so that means we're not alone. Yeah, I found this. I'll show you what I'm talking about on that. Is it here? Oh no. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's in this folder. Sort by date. It's already by date. Sometimes I go out and I take 1,000 pictures in a day. Oh, there it was. There he is. Okay, I'll switch it around and show you this picture. It's in my Paint Shop Pro. People say, oh, Photoshop. No, it's not Photoshop. But what you see here is we got, this is, now who doesn't see a face? Look at them eye sockets. And here's his nose. And he's just sticking up out of the ground. Except you see here's another face. Here's a woman, here's her nose, looking down into that face. So one face is made up of other faces. But what do we have down here? I was looking at it and I go, what the heck? You know, because here's a little figure down here. Look, he's got this one hand coming down here. His other hand is going up here. So, is he holding his fishing pole? It's like this, you know, except it's reversed. So he's holding his fishing pole. This is the kind of imagination you got to have to find the treasure, for real. And here's his reel. There's his fishing pole, you know. And so what it is, and so what we do is the fishing line, boop, dropping down to the star. So if we got his fishing pole and his fishing line, and he's holding it here, and it's coming up, and it comes down right under the wood. So I'm I'm drawing the imaginary line, and it will come up here and follow around the nose, just like Long John Silver. A line from his nose to his toes points the way to the treasure. So, you know, his efficient. So it comes up again, comes down, curves under that rock, under that log. But the other thing I noticed in here, I went in and I said, let's go a little closer, right? And look at this formation on the wood. Does that look like a turtle? Here's the turtle head, its shell. This even points, but there's a face in there looking up, and there's a face in here like with a hood, and it's just, but you know, that's only wood, but that's wood art, that's carved wood. I don't know, it doesn't look like that's natural on the tree that's fallen there. It looks like it was laid there. So yeah, you're looking for shapes in rocks, and look, there's somebody sitting here. Here's the knee, here's their bottom end right here, and the knee and the leg bent down under him, and he's, you know, so the nose is another person, and there's somebody laying inside here. That head ain't just there. It ain't just some natural thing. I see. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's not just natural. So I got that to you know, and this is 100 feet up the side of a hill. You know, it's not bad. I knew an 80-year-old guy that would cross-country ski to work. You know, worked at the ski area, and from his house he would cross-country ski to work. You know, every day, over the mountain. It was like, boy, I don't have that kind of lungs. But yeah, I'm just gonna. It's ironic that Forrest wanted to get people off the mobile devices and experience that smell of sunshine and the treasure, and he got more people off the phones than ever before. Yeah, yep. But but then when you go out there, it's like, you know, you want to have that phone for in case you break your leg, especially people that don't have somebody to go get help for them, stuff like that. And there's a lot of areas up there in the forest. There's no cell phone coverage. They had poor designs. It's like, boy, you know, if you put an antenna right here, it could shoot down that road, up that canyon, and down that canyon, both at the same time. And it's just, the phone company did, oh, well, there's a tower already over here, we'll put it, and it's like in the worst possible place. Like when I was on top of the Mammoth Temples, I had a good signal because the tower was on top of another mountain that I could see. But once I left the top of that hill and started going down into the canyon between the two hills, you got nothing. So, but that's it. Anything I missed here? The answer: bandana with 4-leaf clover. Oh, that's a man peeking out of the ground. I joke it's from the RF exposure. Yeah. Yeah, people don't know. I had to do think people were worried about getting microwave from the microwave tower, and they don't know that microwave tower, that antenna on a microwave tower is like 4 watts. And these same people, oh, I'm going to get microwave by the tower. They got a 1,500 watt microwave oven sitting in their house. And that looks like I'm watching a a truck driver on the block. I don't know if he's driving around the block or if he's... You got to always watch out for the county out to look for people living on their land in their RV, you know. And my issue is the county has no right at all to tell me I cannot be on my land in my RV and enjoying my freedom. And they do not have a right to tell me I don't have a right to exist on my own property. They can go bite me. I'm just waiting. That's what I told the neighbor too. I said, I have a God-given right to live on my own property and provide for myself. It's mine. It's not theirs. They want to push you around, push you off your own land, you know. Just because you don't have money to pay contractors and all to get everything done right now doesn't mean you don't have a right to live on your own land. Yeah, you know. They want to threaten me on my land, then I should start threatening them on their land. And that's the truth of the matter, you know. You threaten me on my land, then I have every right to come after your ass too, you know. You're not gods. You run the government, but you don't run us. Yep. Yeah. It's God-given right. And if I want to have, you know, my whole family live here, I can do that. You know, because they have a right to live and exist. And the county doesn't have a right to interfere with people living their life. At that point, they are tyrants and they are unconstitutional, and they are the people that the Second Amendment was created for. You know, when a county guy comes down here and says, "Get the hell off of here! We're gonna chase you off of here," and they got guns pointing at you, and you point your gun back at them, and you tell them, "Get the fuck off my land! And if you come back here again, I'm going to your house." That's what you tell them. Get the fuck out of here. Go away. Yeah. Oh, I'm only talking self-defense. This is self-defense. And defending your rights is a right. You have the right to take out tyrants. They don't have a right. There's nothing in the Constitution that says the government has any rights at all. They have to obey the laws that protect our rights. And they can't make laws that allow them to shove our rights aside. That's called unconstitutional. They don't have the right to take away God-given rights. Those are given to us by our Creator. And nothing in government has a right to take it away. Nothing at all. If you think that it does, that they do have rights to railroad you, to cut you off from living freely, then they're unconstitutional. They're actually villains and need to be dealt with appropriately. Don't give in to villains. So that's my little rant. I don't believe in the, you know, I've got a contract. I'm paying for my land, and this is my land. It's not theirs. Even though they want to tax you for this and that, they're saying, well, you know, it's this much for a permit for that, and that much for a permit for this and that. But if you live there on your RV, we're going to charge you $100 a month. That is a flagrant violation of my civil rights to create laws to try and crap on my
right to exist and to live on my own land and provide a shelter, cooking and water and all those things I have a right to. And they don't have a right to take away my rights is the problem they're going to run into every time, because they don't have a right to take away my God-given rights. And Forrest would say the same thing, I'm sure. But he talks about the 2.5 acres, or the 2.086 acres, that if you took all the public land and you divided it amongst everybody, they have 2-point-something acres, you know? And that's about all Forrest has, is a couple acres, maybe, you know. That's all his property is, a couple acres. But Brown, man, that guy had 3,100 acres, you know. The only other person I known that had that much land or heard of before was in Boonville, California. The Mooney guy, he had 3,000 acres, you know. Started the Mooney thing, if you know about that. And yeah, when I was, I guess, an infant, because we lived in Boonville, California, out in the woods. I guess my parents had a cheap rental. Maybe things didn't. They were working at the phone company, and I guess something must have gone wrong there. You know, I wonder what happened. What happened there? And so I lived in my crib was like a dresser drawer that's lined with padding or whatever, pillows, blankets, whatever, I guess. So we didn't have cribs. We had dresser drawers we lived in. But yeah, don't get me started on government. They're invalid. What government is organized crime. Because that's all they do is try and mess with people's lives, and for things that are, you know, it says in the Constitution that there'd be no infamous crimes, no unfamous crimes. You know, jaywalking, an unfamous crime. You get hit, your fault, man. Then it's like, well, yeah, you're supposed to cross at the corners. You got hit. Too bad. You know, can't do anything to the guy in the car because you didn't cross at the crosswalk. So, you know, the guy has a right to drive, but you don't have a right to run out in front of traffic and get run over. That's your fault. If you be stupid, get run over, it's your own fault. You know, an infamous crime. So a famous crime would be like murder, espionage, and things like those are famous crimes. Infamous crimes are, you know, ladies walking through the mall topless, you know. It doesn't hurt anybody. It may offend some people, and you know, and really, it's only offensive if they're way oversized, if they're, you know, something to smile at. But otherwise, yeah, there's clues in here. Moses is a clue. Moses is a blaze. The 10 Commandments were the blaze. You know, it's all biblical. It's going back in time. This site's 10,000 years old. He wanted to be there for 10,000 years. And this place has already tested time for that. I don't know that many of the figures will be visible in another 10,000 years. Some won't be visible very soon if they keep letting people climb on them rocks. So, but I'm going to finish. That was 49 minutes of chatter. But I did discuss some of the things about the treasure. I don't know. I don't give up on it. You know, he says you want to make but after you find it, you want to make another trip. Yeah, to see more of this art. I go there to see more of the I explore the temples as much as I hunt for the treasure. You know, where some of the places I like when I went up to the top, I didn't think he put it on top there. You know, I had some places down lower that I wanted to check for the treasure, but I wanted to see the top of the temples, and that's why I was up on top. And when I'm up there, it's like seeing somebody down on the road, and I think they were probably looking up, how the hell that guy get way the hell up there? It wasn't easy. It's you stop every 20 feet to catch air. Hey there! Hey, Steve. How smart if you can. Right there is, nope, nope. Oh, there is barely a barcode on there, is there? Or is that the inspection sticker? Maybe from the company that made the cup and not did the printing. So, yep. Take it easy. I'm going to, have a good day.